I don't know. It's a secret. I tell you, then it's not a secret. Not a surprise. Oh, proposing to Andrew. Yeah, that's what I thought. Thought I saw it.
Everybody ready?
No?
Right. We'll call the meeting to order. Any public comments? Seeing none?
Any emails received?
No. Right, the first item will be the consent agenda. The regular meeting of the Board of Directors held on February 5th, 2025. The meeting of the Michigan South Central Power Agency held on January 9th, 2025. And then the departmental reports, the operation and financial statements for January, the bills and accounts for the period ending February 28th, power supply cost projections, then the MERS quarter ending December 31st, and the MERS defined pension plan statement for the year ending December 31st. Any questions or need to pull anything out for discussion?
Nope.
So we need a motion.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
That passes. Down to our regular agenda. Our first is our biosolid services agreement. Brian Musselman.
Good evening. I took the long way around just to keep the suspense up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. For the last 6 years, we have contracted with Sexton Farms to remove our biosolids from the wastewater treatment plant. This year, they've asked for an increase of 4 cents a gallon, up from 3 cents a gallon. It's still almost 2 full cents less than if we contracted it out, and it still gives us a lot of flexibility compared to contracting it out. Over the last year, we saved $71,838 for the year by using them. So we would like to ask the board to approve the new contract for a 3-year agreement at 4 cents a gallon. And I will answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions?
No
All
question.
right. I have a motion.
Motion to approve.
Support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It is approved. Thank you, Brian.
Yep.
Next up will be the AMP peaking project. Director?
Thank you, Mr. President. Back in June of 2023, we brought Resolution 2302 to this board for consideration and approval for a sales contract participation with AMP for the Michigan CAP project up at our Michigan Avenue substation. Install 7.5 megawatts worth of natural gas fired generation, which I do know as of today, I talked to AMP that it is up and operational as well. Unfortunately, when AMP was going through now, getting ready to do the bonding out for it, they found an error or an error that wasn't completed. When we approved it, all was needed was board approval, but now they're asking for city council approval as well too. So what they're asking for is the city council to authorize me to sign the supplemental power sales agreement. So what I'm asking you for is to approve resolution 25-11 and agreement 25-05 to the city council for their approval. And then with your approval tonight, I will go ahead and present that at their next meeting to get this approved and finalized so that AMP can finish up their bonding of this project. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Is AMP gonna run that as needed, or are we responsible to run it?
No, AMP is going to take care of all the maintenance and the running of that, so that will be a remote start. So when the price of power becomes such that we can actually make a little bit of money or pay off some of what we're actually purchasing for, it'll be running. I know that Marshall has had their units up for about 3 months right now, 2-3 months, and they've been running 2-3 times, if not more, per month based on the price of power.
Any other questions? Right, do I have a motion?
I still move. Support.
We have motion support. All those in favor, say aye.
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 All right, that passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any public comment? Oh, turn the page too quick. I got, Ann.
Oh, you know what? I forgot that on your.
Oh.
That's okay.
That's his fault. My
Okay.
fault. My fault.
All right,
Nope.
do we have the APPA legislative update? All right.
We'll get,
That's not a,
we'll get this moving forward.
yeah.
A newbie tonight. I was messed up for him.
So thank you, Mr. President. So last week I attended the APPA legislative rally in DC. Met with some of our our politician staff. We met with Senator Peters' staff as well as Congressman Wahlberg's staff. Unfortunately, Senator Slotkin's staff was ill that day, so we were unable to meet with them, but we did provide them the information. Some of the main things that are coming up in this legislative thing that we really wanted to push was tax exempt financing. This allows municipalities to hand out tax exempt bonds, which keeps our costs a little bit lower, to allows us to do more projects that may or may not be done based on the funding mechanisms that we can have, such as road projects. Just as a quick look at with the wastewater treatment plant, if we're unable to do tax exempt financing for this, we're looking probably 10 to 20% increase in the cost to our customers because of the additional financing requirements for that. So we're looking to make sure that our local politicians know and our federal politicians know what the effect of some of these changes may have. The other thing that we mentioned when we were up on the Hill is grant funding. A lot of that was put on a freeze, so we want to make sure that some of that is unfrozen. We don't have any particularly for Coldwater. However, AMP Hydros have roughly $1 million in grants that lower the cost and the debt service on those projects that is currently frozen. And we're asking Congress to go ahead and make sure that that is unfrozen so we can gain those funds back. The other thing we talked about was permitting reform. You know, it's something that's been on everyone's agenda for a while. If you think about it, you know, if you need to install new generation here in Michigan, between the state and the federal permitting, you're looking at 3 to 5 years. As we know, our industry does not stop just to wait for permitting to be completed. So we're asking for Congress and the Senate to also look at different ways to make sure that permitting from a federal standpoint from the EPA is not held up, and the Department of Energy is not held up as well too, to keep these projects moving forward. Because as we all know, that the need for electricity and water and everything else is gonna continue. And the last one we talked about was reliability. We use this as an opportunity to tell our story. If you think of a municipal utility, we talk about affordability, reliability, and accountability. So we are affordable. We are one of the lowest in the state, as well as from our surrounding utilities as well. Reliable, lights, water, everything else is constantly and currently on all the time, and accountable. We're accountable to you, our board, to the city council, and to our citizens as well too. So we just make sure that our congressmen and our senators know that this is part of what our business cases are. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have regarding the legislative update.
So is there any chance they're gonna unfreeze those funds, or is that a lost cause?
They are working right now to unfreeze those funds. It's just a matter of what pile of money they're going to unfreeze first.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no one really had answers for us because we were talking more with staff. So it's more of the staff will bring all this information to them, and then they'll at least know what that is affecting us as we move forward.
Miss anything else?
No,
No,
sorry.
okay. All right, now any public comments? All right, we'll do new business, and the director's report is next.
Thank you, Mr. President. So we'll start off with our PCA. Our PCA for January is 0, which is the same thing as it was in December. A lot of that has to do with natural gas pricing, but also we had some additional revenue that we had in a fund that we needed to go ahead and make sure it was the name skips me right now, but it's not a slush fund, but it's a fund that we have, rate stabilization. There you go. Thanks, Andrew. Rate stabilization fund. So we had some money in the rate stabilization fund, so we basically used that to be able to keep these costs at zero. Now, will those costs stay zero forever? Probably not. Currently, what we're looking at is the natural gas futures are showing $4 to $4.50 over the next 6 to 8 months, which if you remember, we were posting before was $2 to $3. Also, over the next 18 months, they're fluctuating between $5 and $3.80, $3.90. So if you're just basing it on futures of gas pricing, it looks like the price of electric is going to go up based on the cost of natural gas as well too. So we're going to actually be talking a little bit about that tomorrow at the MSCPA meeting about potentially hedging some gas pricing to mitigate some of this fluctuating in there. Personnel, we'd like to go ahead and congratulate Brandon Heine. He got his BICSI, CFOT, CFOT/T, CFOT/S, which allowed him to advance to the network technician level 2 in telecommunications. And if you need to know what any of those certifications are, we can ask Brian or we can ask Bob Worley, who will more than likely know what those are. It all has to do with fiber and fiber splicing and testing.
So some of their advancements based on the certifications they
Yes.
get? Okay.
Yes, we went through last year and created certifications and step programs. So as they certify and get more and more certifications in that, they move up in the organization.
Great way.
Just a reminder, March is a designated National Reading Month. As in the past, CBPU staff will be visiting local schools to read in the classrooms as well. I know in the past we've done If I Were a Lineman with A Touch of Truck, and now we've actually got some other books and stuff. We're working with the teachers to find out what kind of books they want to see read, or if they've had specific stories that they would like us to read for them. Just a reminder, next Tuesday, March 11th, is our first session for strategic planning from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then the second session is Tuesday, April 29th at the same time, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Cybersecurity awareness training, just a reminder that that is coming due on March 14th. So if you haven't done yours yet, please make sure that you get those done, because if not, I'll get the list and then I'll have to text you guys and let you know that we haven't completed those yet. At the rec department, they're going to have a mother-son night for boys grades K through 6. This will be Saturday, March 15th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the rec center. If you have any questions or you would wish to bring someone that is in that age, by all means do that. If you got any questions, call the rec department, 517-278-8566. The spring rec program guide is now out. Opening day is May 19th for a lot of the spring programs and leagues. Sign up is between March 31st if you want to save $20. If not, you're going to be paying $20 more. Also, you can start registering for Strawberry Fest and Apple Fest. If you need any more information, please look at our website, www.coldwater.org, or call the rec department. They love getting calls, 517-278-8566. And just a reminder too, that if you're one of those that like to sleep, you're going to be losing an hour of sleep on Sunday, March 9th. So make sure you set your clock ahead so that you can arrive to work on time Monday morning, not an hour before you're supposed to. So any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Date of the next meeting?
Wednesday, April 2nd.
I'll be out of town for sure.
That time.
All right, if there's no other business, I will adjourn this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I was thinking our